Silver dollar fever across the United States is at an all-time high, and we all owe it thanks to the return of the Morgan silver dollar. We saw the coin return after a 100-year hiatus in 2021, and with the release of new coins, collectors have been clamoring to get their hands on the original coins that started it all. But what many of you remember is that back in 1878, that first year of issue for the Morgan dollar series did not go quite as planned at the United States Mint. There were issues regarding the design that resulted in them striking 3 separate coins for that year. I'm of course referring to the 8 tail feather mistake, the 7 tail feather correction, and the 7/8 tail feather oops, we didn't mean to do that error strike. These 3 coins hold a special place in the Morgan dollar series for being the original coins that started it all. All 3 of our coins tonight are in beautiful, uncirculated condition and will arrive in our stunning Defender holders. Each of these coins have been hand-selected by one of us to ensure their high eye quality and strike standards. They're also going to arrive in our beautiful Defender holders. These holders came about because many of you have been asking us for years, how can we better present some of these truly rare silver dollars? And the Defender holder was the result. They have the same exact dimensions as the NGC and PCGS certified coins, which means these silver dollars will fit perfectly in those row boxes we like to use to protect our coins. This 3-piece set contains 3 uncirculated 1878 silver dollars struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The 8 tail feather oops, we didn't actually do our homework mistake coin, the 7 tail feather hurried correction by the US Mint, and then the 7/8 tail feather error strike that resulted from some of the dies trying to be converted to their new number but not doing so exactly. And here you can see the slight variations of all 3. It takes a while to get used to figuring out the differences visually, but once you see them, it's hard to unsee them. Our 3-piece set is item number 905-11138. That's 905 11, 13, 8. And at $699.95 for this 3-piece set, we are more than $1,100 less than our nearest competition for all 3 of these coins. In fact, our 3-piece set tonight in our Defender holders is actually $135 less than the price of just that 8 tail feather mistake in uncirculated condition with our competition. You can call in at 1-866-518-5933, or you can head over to our website, which is abccoins.com. Then once you're there, you'll see a search bar on the page. Click on that and put 905-11138. That's 905 3 1s 38. And grab yourself all 3 of the highly sought after first year of issue Morgan dollars struck by the Philadelphia Mint. Now, let's talk about the rollout of this coin and the public outcry that followed. You see, when the coin first came out in 1878, it originally had 8 tail feathers, which nobody at the Mint had an issue with. They had been told nothing by experts. They thought it was fine. So when they released the coin, they were shocked that within just a day or so, people were quite upset because many of them, including some members of the media, were absolutely certain that eagles don't have an even number of feathers. We don't even have a consensus on if it's 7 or not, but all eagles have an odd number of feathers. Everyone knows that. Because of other issues in the past, the US Mint was very quick to correct the design because they did not want public outrage ruining the rollout of their new silver dollar. So they quickly replaced it with a 7 tail feather design. The only problem was, during this transition, some of these dies didn't effectively create the new number and resulted in weird 7/8 tail feather strikes. Those have become some of the most sought after error strikes in the entire series because whether you're talking regular Morgans or errors, first and last are always important. And that coin is a doozy. It is one of the first silver dollars ever struck in the entire series, and it's the first official error coin. Because many will argue that that 8 tail feather is not actually a mistake, it's just a variety and the Mint got the design wrong. Though hilariously, when the dust would finally settle years later, they actually would find out they had the design right all along. Well, wildlife experts would say they're never going to have a set number. They are wild animals, and those bred in captivity will always be different than those bred outside of captivity. But the vast majority of birds they find don't have a set number of feathers. But if they did, it would probably be even because they would have symmetry on both sides. So all of this happened because the mint actually did something right for once. Well, either way, we resulted with 3 of the most beloved silver dollars in the entire series. When you look at how many they struck, that's where it becomes special. You see, that 8-tail feather design only was struck for 11 days. So just 749,500 total coins were struck with the 8-tail feather design. But population reports today show just 39,690 exist in any condition whatsoever with NGC or PCGS. That is just 1 in every 19 coins struck, or just 5.3% of that incredibly small mintage. When you can find that 8-tail feather with our competition, an uncirculated coin costs $835. $135 more than our entire 3-piece set in our Defender holders. The 7-tail feather corrected Morgan would end up having a total mintage of 9.7 million total Morgan dollars. Yet today, just 39,328 exist with NGC or PCGS in any condition whatsoever. That's just 1 in every 248 coins, or 0.04% of the entire mintage. You heard me correctly. Less than 1/10 of a single percentage, actually half of that if we're being specific, still exists in any condition whatsoever today. Those 7 tail feathers, despite being the more abundant coin by mintage, just simply are not there today for collectors. That coin costs over $340 when you can find it in uncirculated condition. And that 7/8 tail feather. When you combine the 2 mintages, you come out with 10,508,800 total Morgan dollars from 1878 that could have had this rare error strike. There are just 39,581, which means only 1 in every 213 coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1878 have this rare error strike. That is less than 0.5% of the entire mintage, or 0.47% if we're being specific. That coin by itself costs over $670, which means if you bought all 3 of these coins with our competition, you're paying upwards of $1,800. We are more than $1,100 less than them, and all of our coins are in beautiful, uncirculated condition in our Defender holders. That means you could buy 2 of these sets with us tonight and still save upwards of $460 with our competition. At that good of a value, these are not going to last long, so please call in now and grab these first year of issue silver dollars while you still can.